Keyword tracking is simply monitoring where your website ranks in Google for the most valuable search terms for your business. So if you're a plumber in Sydney, you'll want to know where you're showing up for valuable keywords such as plumber Sydney or emergency plumber Sydney. This data guides a lot of what you do in an SEO campaign. If a keyword is dropping, that's a sign that you might need to look at your content, build more backlinks to that page, or even reconsider whether that page is the right one to be targeting that keyword. It also gives you clear data to make strategic decisions. If you're pushing a certain keyword on a page and it's just not moving, it might be competing with another page on your website, targeting the same term, and they're essentially cannibalizing each other. Without keyword tracking, you'd never know what's actually happening and you'd keep essentially just spinning your wheels. If a keyword is climbing, you know what's working and you keep pushing in that direction. Without tracking your rankings, you're essentially guessing at what to do next. Now, there are some great tools out there like SE Ranking and AccuRanker. If you're working within an agency like I do, these are going to be your best bet due to the comprehensive data they can provide, as well as work across multiple client projects. But for most service-based businesses only worried about tracking one singular brand, these tools are often overkill and far too expensive. That's why my top recommendation for keyword tracking software is called keyword.com. They are great for just singular service-based businesses and they're extremely cheap. So if you come onto their website under pricing, you can look at their plans, and the business plan here is the one that you are going to want to look at. You can also get a 14-day free trial, but 50 keywords is costing you $3 a month. And if you were to do 100 keywords, that is $6 a month. So that comes out at about $9. And that is more than enough to track just about every single keyword that you need for your business. In a future video, I'll be showing you how to do all of the keyword research for your brand. But right now I have all of the keyword research that I've done for my example plumbing site called exampleplumber.com. And what I'm going to do today is insert these keywords into the keyword tracking tool and then just show you a few of the functions and how to use the basic tools. Once you've created your account, you want to just come down to the bottom left and click on Add Project. We'll just call this one EX, for example, and then you want to click on the currency from where you're located, create the project. You need to enter your domain. You can have two options here, exact URL or broad domain. I recommend just using the broad domain because it encompasses all of them. So we'll put that there. And then what you want to do is insert your keywords here. So I'll go over to our spreadsheet, copy this, copy some of the hot water system keywords and maybe a couple of the location keywords for this example. And then come down the bottom, make sure it's in English. We want to make sure this is on mobile because more than 50% of searches on the internet today are on mobile. So this is where your customers are, and this is where we want to be gathering data for. This automatically says Canberra, but since this business is located in Sydney, well, it's a fake business, but we have located it in Sydney, we'll choose that, and we don't want to choose the listing. So then we'll add these keywords. This will take a little bit and then I'll get back to you once this is calibrated. It's not quite complete yet, but most of these keywords have updated within this account. Obviously, we don't have any rankings because this is a fake business and we don't actually have a physical location, but you can see that they have gone and added the search volume as well as the cost per click if you're looking at this from a Google Ads perspective. If you scroll across all of these columns, there is a number of different pieces of information that you can look at. Usually I will just look at the rank and also the 30-day difference to see if we have improved or dropped off in the last 30 days. I always want to know the search volume. I want to know the cost per click. Search intent is a little bit here nor there because it's usually just commercial or informational, and we know that based on our own research. And a lot of these other are just 1 day difference, 7 day difference, lifetime difference of the keyword. So you can sort of look at a bit of the historical data there. They'll also give you whether they think it's medium, low, or high competition. And that's just about it. And the last column here is the ranking URL. So it tells you exactly what page that keyword is ranking for. Because we don't have any data to look at within this account, I'm just going to open up another client's account and show you a few more things that you can have a look at. This is one of our clients called Lock Security, and they are a security screens and doors and fly screens provider here in Brisbane. At the top, you can see a little bit of overview of the data. You can see how many are in the top 3, how many on the top page, top 2 pages, etc., as well as percentage of how much they have grown. You come down and look at the actual keywords, you can see their rankings here and how much they've changed over the last 30 days. So when you click on a keyword, you can star it to make it one of your favorites, which means it'll sit at the top of this list. But I want to just quickly jump into a couple of these keywords and just show you a little bit more in depth some of the data that you can look at and how it can be important to your SEO campaign. Okay, so if we click on this keyword right here, we can see that it is currently sitting in position 2. So we just click this box and then we can show charts. From here, you can see that we were not ranking all the way up until October 27th, which is right around where we started this campaign for the client. Eventually started ranking on the 28th. And from there, we saw a little bit of an improvement, a drop off. And then from there, we've seen a pretty steep improvement. It flattened out and now it's jumped up all the way into position 2. So when you have these keywords tracked over a long period of time, you can sort of just see how much they've gone up or down. And this is a good way to know whether this page needs a little bit more work or there's something going on there that you should investigate and look into further. I'll just quickly jump into another keyword that we're tracking, and that is Brisbane security screens. Very similar to the last one I just showed you, but I just wanted to show off one other thing that they show in the data, and that is these little Google icons. And what they do is they represent a Google algorithm update. So these can often be very useful in explaining why rankings tend to either drop off or jump in a certain direction. It's Google's way of basically trying to provide the user with the best information possible. So if you have a lot of AI sort of content on your website and you get hit with a Google update, this may be the reason why your rankings have tanked, and then you would want to go through and look at your content and see if you could better that and write it more for the human. So if you look here, we first started ranking on the 8th of September all the way up into position 4, where we stayed pretty flat, and then here there was a Google update. From here, we saw a decent drop off down into position about 9, which took a while to sort of recover from. And now the site's sort of recalibrated. We updated the content, and now it's shot up into the highest position it's ever been in, which is position 3. And hopefully, we'll push that up into position 1 or 2 in the next month or so. So now, with all of our keyword tracking software set up for our website, we're ready to jump into the SEO optimization stage of our campaign, where we can look to start driving rankings, traffic, and leads through to our business. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any other videos just like this. Cheers.